From managers picking up first base and walking away with it after an ejection.
Back, he's going to pick up first base a la Lou Piniella. And he's walking away with the first base bag.
To players being forcibly restrained.
He is out and having to be forcibly restrained.
These are some of the most shocking ejections we've ever seen in MLB history.
Yeah. Now Torii's going to get in his face.
Everybody knew that Torii Hunter had a short fuse. But what happened? Well, a meltdown. And the guy probably regretted it. And Paul Molitor, calm, measured, snapped right behind him. Man, you could feel it. This wasn't just anger, it was the weight of every blown call stacking on top of itself until it just boiled over.
Kellogg, the crew chief, coming in. And Torii very frustrated. We saw his frustration in his last at bat, now throwing batting gloves.
I gotta say, when your veteran loses it and your manager follows, something deeper is going on. This wasn't about one pitch, this was about respect. And once that line was crossed, there was no turning back. What came next? Let's just say the chaos was far from over.
Is the first base umpire you saw making that call?
You're not yelling at me. I did what I was supposed to do and check. I'm looking for him to get hit by the pitch. You got anything else to say? You're gone.
Getting tossed is one thing. Getting tossed for somebody else's running mouth? That's something even veteran managers don't really get prepared for. Yeah, Aaron Boone barely made it past the first inning and never even opened up his own mouth.
So the fan in the blue shirt is the one who says something to Hunter Wendelstedt. That's what he reacts to, and he kicks out Aaron Boone, who says, whoa!
This wasn't a mistake, it was a moment that showed how thin the line is between control and chaos. One voice from the crowd, and boom, the fuse was lit. It really made you stop and wonder if it just happened. And what does it say when an umpire can't tell a fan from a manager? Well, hold on tight, everybody, because it only gets weirder from here.
That's a called third strike.
Well, he just ran Nico.
Nico Hoerner gets tossed. No.
Nico Hoerner is not the guy who snaps, so when he did, you knew something was off. One bad call and suddenly the calmest Cub on the roster was walking off early and dragging Craig Counsell right behind him.
No, Craig is going to get his money's worth here.
Now this wasn't just frustration, it was built up tension from days of shaky strike zones and short fuses behind the plate. Yeah, a rookie umpire making bad calls and ejecting fast, that's a recipe for grade A disaster, and the Cubs got a double serving.
Little's hearing it from the Blue Jays dugout as well. It's been a tough game, and that's it.
You know, you could expect a manager to take the heat sometimes, right? But when the pitcher and catcher follow him right out the door, that's a different problem. The Jays didn't just lose control, they lost some of their heavy hitters in one inning. This was way more than a missed call. This was a pressure building for 9 straight innings, then blowing up all at once. 3 ejections, no warnings, and a strike zone that made zero freaking sense.
So Bob Melvin's going to come out and find out the health of his player.
I mean, that's absolutely interference.
He's right in front of him. He stepped.
Torii Lovullo didn't just argue, he staged a full-blown revolt. One missed call and suddenly the roles reversed. He wasn't getting tossed, he was doing the tossing, all of them at once.
Well, that really doesn't matter. I mean, Lawler, the second baseman who came in last inning, and now Lovullo's been tossed.
Yo, this wasn't just a protest, it was a straight performance. The crowd lost it and so did the umpires. It's kind of like, has anybody ever tried to eject an entire crew? Well, Torii did, and for a split second, it kind of looked like he might have actually pulled it off. Oh, this one was something else.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's gone.
There are meltdowns, and then there's this. George Brett's rage didn't just echo through Yankee Stadium, it rewrote the rulebook and became legend. One swing, one technicality, and suddenly one of the most intense ejections in baseball history.
They might be going to call George Brett out.
Well, he is. He's out.
Yes, sir.
Brett is out. Look at this. Brett is out. And
He's steaming mad.
he is out.
What made it really iconic wasn't just the outburst, it was the aftermath. MLB actually reversed the call, and the game picked up weeks later right where Brett's fury had left it.
Strike 3 call. I'd have called that Brad Miller saying, hey, and now like Bob Davidson going to walk after him?
You know, when Bob Davidson is behind the plate, the strike zone isn't the only thing unpredictable. Brad Miller said one word, maybe even just breathed, and Davidson made it personal. Like, he didn't just toss the guy, he followed him.
And then he thinks it's outside.
Then he runs him.
And then he walks after him. And then he just smiles at him and he throws him out of the game.
That grin, that wasn't just confidence, that was a warning. This is what happens when the umpire decides that he's part of the show. And with Davidson, that spotlight was never far away.
And what he's done here this third and fourth time through is start the hitters off with something slow and then heat them back up.
Something's been building all game. The ninth inning just blew the lid off of all of it. Winker was done holding back and Bell wasn't far behind.
He had words with the home plate umpire in the 6th inning. And Winker's now thrown out of the game.
This wasn't just frustration, this was a message. The Reds were tired of swallowing calls, and the umpires, they just added fuel to the fire.
Behind the rubber. He's not to go behind. He did not go behind the rubber. For me, he did. Listen to him. He did not. Oh, listen to him, Eddie.
Earl Weaver and Bill Haller were never going to last 9 innings together, let's be real. 5 pitches in and it was already boiling over. A mic'd up meltdown? That just made him legendary.
Bullshit! Bullshit yourself! You're here, and this crew is here just to fuck us! Yeah! Boom! That's great! And you said it!
This wasn't just baseball beef, this was personal. The insults, the history, the raw venom were all there. And once Weaver exploded, there was no putting the lid back on. You know, baseball can get pretty wild pretty fast. If you enjoyed the chaos, make sure you like, subscribe, and drop your favorite ejection in the comments down below.